Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Seen Beyond and Through with Monty. Right before you, which has been some big news within the past 24 hours. The nephew of the great Beyonce and the son of Solange and grandson of Tina Knowles with Disney star Skia Jackson. The news has been Skia Jackson and Solange's son Juelz Smith were reportedly dating. A breakup revealed in leaked text messages. Skia Jackson and son Juelz Smith were reported. Okay, same thing at the top. Let's move on. Here's Juelz. He's, I believe, 16 now. I guess when they were dating, he was 15 at the particular time, and Skia was 17. And he's a little butthurt because reportedly Miss Skia cheated on him. And I'm going to take this into a different direction. This is his father to the left there, his mother, Solange. And here's mother and son again, smiling in the sun, happy. Okay. Here goes some of the messages where she cheated. Sky cheated. Okay, sorry, but she had sex with Sky. Okay, 15 and 17, of course, they're going to be having sex. But anyway, Sky wasn't really, I guess, ready to settle down. I guess she wasn't deeply emotionally involved as Juelz was. Or is it Juelz? I'll call him Juelz. I'm not really sure how to even pronounce it. And he came off being very hurt. But I want to take it into this direction here because I want to point out something. Beyonce fly gonna get sued, blah 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 blah. But he goes right here. I don't care anymore. I still gave that dark ass bitch dick. Stop effing with leaking chats. If you deal anymore, you'll see what the F. Anyway, I guess he's pissed off because someone leaked the chats that he did. He was letting them know that his aunt is Beyonce. No, he did not say his mother was Solange. So he knows that Beyonce is bigger than Solange. But what bothers me is that when he used a pejorative term calling Sky a dark-ass bitch. I want to touch on that because, let's just read this for a minute. With Juelz being the son of Solange and nephew to Beyonce, many people are shocked that Juelz could speak this way about a black woman. Me too, because Beyonce is very much pro-black. And Beyonce, you can tell that she doesn't really have the colorist tendencies. Neither does Solange, and Tina for that matter of fact. In fact, Kelly Rowland has always stated how Tina Knowles made her feel beautiful and wanted in her dark skin. And Beyonce, even before all the vast amounts of, women talking about colorism on YouTube, it being a big topic now, let's keep in mind that 10, 15 years ago, Beyonce always had dark-skinned women in her videos. What the F is wrong with Juelz? His mother is Solange Knowles, who's always taught him to protect black women. He's, exposing a young success black woman over some petty BS. Why the F is Juelz not going viral? Protect Skia Jackson at all costs. A third channel chimed in. He goes on to say, I effed her good, got her addicted, then left her. While Juelz is disgusting. This is how Solange is raising her son. Beyonce needs to come together, come get her nephew. Juelz is a weirdo. Skia Jackson deserves better. First of all, let's keep one thing in mind. He's 15 years old. Well, when those were written, our text, he was 15. He's now 16. So 15, 16, he's still very young. And it's obviously that he was very butthurt by Sky cheating on him. So he decides to leak a sex tape, these text messages. And let me just tell you one thing about that sex tape. I have no intentions of wanting to see that. I do not want to view that. I would caution people. I would tell people, do not look at that. Do not download that. Because He was 15, she was 17. They're both minors. You can get into a lot of trouble by viewing that. You may think that you're going to view that on your computer, on your phone, and then delete it. It can be encrypted. Secondly of all, the site in which you got it from, the site that you got it from, it can tell who downloaded that. The FBI can easily get that from your phone or computer. So that type of stuff like that, I wouldn't even fool with. It's just enough that you're hearing about it. Let's go on with that. But first of all, you cannot blame Beyonce because Beyonce has her own family now. She's married with Jay-Z. She has 3 kids now. She's raising her own children. You can't look at Solange and wonder what happened as to why she didn't really install in him the values that Tina installed in her. Because apparently, Tina Knowles was not a colorist. But here's the problem with where I think Solange dropped the ball at. Sometimes because you're raised right and you don't treat people, dark-skinned people, any differently, you tend to treat them equally. You think that's going to rub off on your child because you're not saying anything derogatory towards dark-skinned people. You may not necessarily be uplifting light-skinned people, but understand this, that is you. That is not them. You still have to verbally teach them. You cannot just leave it with follow my lead because he's going to be taught by society, which is what I want to get into. Remember Simone Biles, her ex-boyfriend Stacey Irving. Remember he got all pissy and got upset because he cheated with the white girl and he started leaving these, remember Stacey cheated, Simone moved on, found someone much better. This football player here. And Stacey got all pissy. This is the girl that he cheated on with Simone with and eventually hooked up with. Go towards the bottom. He goes, when you find better, you find better. So to me, that's throwing a not so subliminal message towards Simone. And he has a picture of a white girl, blonde hair, blue-eyed, which is probably what he preferred all along. So here she is right there. Too bad she got caught in the middle of that. I have no idea if they're even still together. But what I want to say right here, I'll say this, I find Simone more attractive. What I want to say right here is about light-skinned men and their privilege. And when they are not getting their way, how they throw a pissy fit. Someone had to teach Juelz that by him having light skin, it's an advantage. That somehow a darker skinned female should be happy to be with him. That it should be a privilege for her to be with him. Is the reason why he came with that pejorative term, that dark ass B. I noticed that when light-skinned men get rejected, they like to throw in the color card. So with that right here, it's almost like this whole notion that they buy into this false fantasy or perception that their light skin is an advantage. That it's almost like they're doing these darker skinned women a privilege by choosing them. And that these darker skinned women should be happy to have them. But on many videos, as I have pointed out, there's no light skin privilege really among men. It's more so among women. But the men who are light-skinned, it goes for biracials too, if they're light-skinned, they have an advantage only within the black community. Out of the black community, Simone's current boyfriend to the left would have an advantage. But then again, I mean, just as many people would probably find him even more so attractive than Stacey. But the point of which I'm trying to make is this here. light skin is more of an advantage within the black community. And I don't know if they know this, but they feel like because they are light skinned, that people should be grateful for them. That the women who they date should be happy that they are dating them. And when these women are not happy, or when they choose to move on, then they want to drop not so subliminal messages like, when you find better, you do better, putting a picture of a white chick up there with blonde hair and blue eyes, or using a derogatory terms like a black bee to describe a black female. Like this young man right here did. So I will say this much. He's 16 years old now, 15 when it happened. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. The reason why, because in the discretion of youth, he's very young. I think a lot of people within the black community have at one point or another have used derogatory terms against our darker skinned brethren and sisters. And it's something that you learn, you grow up from. And eventually, if you're lighter skinned, you start to learn that not everyone's going to like or prefer your lighter skin. And I'll say this much too, that I'm willing to bet you that the guy that Skia cheated on him with is probably darker than him. And it rubbed him the wrong way. And also, too, with him describing her as a black bee, I'm sure he's in his feelings. That he's emotionally hurt by that. It was probably his first real love. Obviously, emotionally, he was more invested in the Skia than which she was in him. Which is why he wanted to leak a sex tape. Doing all of this, being very extra, very emotional online. Just shows that, he's very immature, but then again, he's only 16. What do you expect? He's not going to have the, mental wherewithal to talk it out with her. Try to get to the bottom of this. Let's move on amicably, if I said that word right. But, no, he's acting very emotional, highly emotional. Which is very good that she got away from him, because he has really a lot of growing up to do. That emotional outburst that he did online is very troubling, to be honest with you. That's just one step into a bigger step of deeper things. So, with this, I'm sure that Beyonce, Tina, his mother would talk to him. I don't think that he would have this mentality to carry over as long as this guy here who's nearly 30. It's a good thing that it happened as of right now while he's still a young teenager. He would learn how to conduct himself towards women and to be more respectful towards women. To be more respectful towards darker skinned women too. So this is a learning experience, part of life's journey, which hopefully he will come out a better man. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that was another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty, and I will see you beyond and through.